Welcome. In this video I will explain how to use the A2 remote learning document. Before embarking on A2 unit, you will find helpful to have a look at the knowledge organizers from NP2 to NP5 units on number work that you should have done in the last few months, and also the most recently A1 unit on Introduction to Algebraic Thinking. The idea of addition or multiplication being commutative, order of operations and multiples and factors are helpful to revisit before we move along. Here are simple steps you need to follow. The most important thing is to remember that you need to go in order. So it might be a good idea to print off the document, remote learning document. If not, just have bullet points jotted down on a piece of paper. Complete each objective very carefully, following the steps that are outlined within each objective. It is important that you pay attention. If it says to watch the videos, you watch the videos, and you'll probably be asked to watch Corbett's videos, then followed by some Corbett's questions, then perhaps Oak Academy lessons or bite-sized revision lessons also, and then of course you will have Hegarty tasks, but before you complete Hegarty tasks you must watch the videos associated with them. Tick each item as you go along from your list so you don't skip anything, and then if you get stuck, make sure you email your teacher, ask for help. It's very likely that you won't be asked to complete the full unit. You might be directed to complete, for example, objective 3 from the document. Then you just focus on that particular objective. In this unit we have 7 objectives, so you'll begin with objective 1 to know the conventions for writing algebraic terms. There's a few videos for you to watch and also some questions to answer in your book. It's important to watch the videos first, and then so the first 2 videos, and then answer the questions in your maths book. Finishing off, after you've completed the Oak Academy lesson, which is number 3, you will complete task 151. If you need to watch the video from Hegarty, then you watch that video as well. So in algebra there are certain conventions. If you have a number multiplied by a letter, you will have to, for example, if you have 5 times by a letter D, then you will write the answer 5D. So here the convention is that the number goes in front of the letter, you would not write D5. We are actually using another convention, so that would not be okay. Another convention, which is we do not write the multiplication symbol, so if 5D means 5 times D. Second objective is to collect like terms, to understand how to do it. So again, you've got 4 bullet points here and 4 steps within that objective that need to be followed carefully. So to give you an example, if I've got 3a plus 3b and then plus a plus 5b, you can think of that as having 3 apples plus 3 bananas plus apple plus 5 bananas. You can answer this question by saying how many apples we've got altogether. So it's 1, 2, 3 and 4, so it's 4 apples, and then 3b plus 5b, that's going to be 8 bananas. And obviously you have a plus in between, and that is your answer. So we've collected the apples together and bananas together because they are the like terms. Objective 3, to know how to multiply and divide terms with indices. This is quite a long part of this unit, so carefully complete each part of this objective as you go along and tick it off. Give you an example what this is all about. If you have a times a times a, that is going to be gathered together to give you a cubed. If you just had a times a, that would be a squared. So a on its own has a power of 1 because there's one of those a's there. So that's why you've got 1, 2, 3 a's. You added those powers to give you the power of 3. Here, if you've got a to the power of 6, that means 6 a's multiplied by each other, and then multiplied by a to the power of 4. So this is 4 a's multiplied by each other. Altogether, there are 10 a's times together, so that gives you a to the power of 10. So we added the powers together. Objective 4 is all about expanding single brackets. So you may have 3 multiplied by x plus 2. So you will learn how to multiply it by 3. Means everything in the bracket needs to be multiplied by 3. You've got 3 of everything. Alternatively, you can think it's like finding the area of a rectangle with 3 units across and x units plus 2 going along, and if you find the area of this rectangle, you can work out the area of the first section, 3 times x, which is 3x, and the area of the second section, which is 3 times 2, to give you 6. So the answer would be 3x plus 6. This objective you can only complete once you've mastered the previous objective, because this is the inverse of what we were doing in objective 4. To factorize into a single bracket means you're going to start with the answer. For example, you may have had 4x plus 6, and then you want to factorize it. So you need to think, what was a bracket to begin with? What was the bracket to begin with? And what was it multiplied by to give us 4x plus 6? So you're going to look what is the common factor of 4x and 6. So here the common factor that goes into 4 and 6 is 2, nothing else. So then you do 2 times what gives us 4x, so it must have been 2x at the start of the bracket, and then 6. If you divide 6 by 2, you'll be left with 3, because 2 times 3 is 6. So we've done the opposite to what we were doing in the previous objective. Objective 6 is to know how to expand 2 brackets. So the best approach is to draw a grid, like multiplication grid, or you can imagine finding the area of this grid by splitting it into 4 sections. So you will have x times 2x, so you will have 2, because there's 1 in front of x here, and x times x to give you x squared, etc, etc. You notice that in this example the 3x in the top right corner and 4x in the bottom left corner are the same type of terms, the like terms, so you can add them together. So overall the answer for this expansion is going to be 2x squared plus 7x plus 6. Another convention here is to put the answer in descending order of powers. Right, so objective 7 is the last objective. This is we need to know how to model a situation mathematically with algebraic expressions. when I talked about expanding brackets, I said that you can think about the grid as rectangles of which we are trying to find the areas. So this is the same idea. So you can actually model a real situation. So finding perimeters, adding the angles inside a shape, or finding areas are examples of such applications. So thank you. This is the end of this introduction to the A2 unit. Enjoy.